Speak without fear, human. The alien warrior's unexpected revelation ***. The first time I saw her, she was falling out of the sky wrapped in fire. Not a metaphor, not poetic exaggeration. Actual fire. I was driving back from a late shift outside the city limits. The highway nearly empty, the radio murmuring static between stations. Then the sky split open like someone had drawn a blade across it. A streak of violet light tore downward, too controlled to be a meteor, too silent to be an aircraft. It didn't spiral. It didn't tumble. It descended with intention. I pulled over instinctively. The object vanished behind the tree line about half a mile off the road. No explosion. No smoke plume. Just a brief pulse of white light that made the shadows bend. I should have called someone. Instead, I grabbed my flashlight and climbed over the guardrail. Curiosity has always been my fatal flaw. The forest floor was damp and uneven. My shoes sank into soft earth as I pushed deeper into the trees. There was no sound of impact, no crackling fire, only silence. Then I saw her. She stood in a small clearing where the grass had flattened in a perfect circular pattern. No crater, no wreckage. Just her, tall, broad-shouldered, encased in dark metallic armor that shimmered faintly under the moonlight. The plating wasn't bolted or jointed like human suits. It flowed over her body like liquid steel hardened into shape. Her helmet was angular, alien in geometry, thin lines of violet light pulsing along its surface. She held something in her right hand. What I later learned was a plasma blade, though at the time it looked like a rod of contained lightning. She turned her head toward me. The helmet's visor flared once. Scanning. I froze. Every instinct screamed at me to run. Instead, I said the first stupid thing that came to mind. Are you lost? The blade extended with a sharp hiss of energy. I advise you to remain stationary, she said. Her voice was amplified slightly through the helmet, layered and metallic but undeniably feminine. Okay, I replied quickly. Stationary is good. She stepped closer, movement precise and controlled, each footfall deliberate. You are native to this planet, she stated. Yeah. Born and raised. Her visor pulsed again. You are unarmed. Unless you count sarcasm. There was a pause. Define sarcasm. Despite the fear coiling in my stomach, I almost smiled. You are not from around here, are you? The blade retracted. She reached up slowly and disengaged the helmet. It unfolded in sections, dissolving back into the color of armor. And then I saw her face. Not monstrous. Not grotesque, beautiful in a way that made human standards feel simplistic. Her skin held a faint bronze sheen, almost metallic in certain angles of light. Her eyes were a deep silver gray, reflecting the moon like polished stone. Thin lines of bioluminescence traced her temples and cheekbones, pulsing softly with her breathing. Her hair, dark and thick, was pulled back tightly, revealing sharp, disciplined features. She studied me with a soldier's caution. I am Commander Valera of the Thrishan Vanguard, she said. I blinked. That's impressive. I did not request commentary. Right. Sorry. She scanned the tree line briefly before returning her gaze to me. This planet was not my intended destination. Let me guess, I said carefully. Navigation error. Ambush. That silenced me. My vessel was intercepted in orbit, she continued. I executed emergency descent before total destruction. And whoever ambushed you will locate this crash site within hours. A chill moved down my spine. And that's bad. Yes. She stepped closer, towering slightly over me. You will guide me to shelter. I blinked. Guide you? Yes. You don't exactly blend in. She looked down at her armor briefly. Adaptive cloaking available. The suit shimmered. In less than 2 seconds, the metallic plating restructured, darkening and reshaping into something resembling a long coat over fitted tactical clothing. Still unusual, but human enough to avoid immediate panic. That's convenient, I muttered. Your hesitation indicates fear. Of course I'm afraid. She tilted her head slightly. Fear is inefficient. Fear keeps us alive. A faint flicker of something, curiosity, perhaps, crossed her expression. Interesting. I brought her back to my house because I didn't know what else to do. Small, isolated, far enough from neighbors to avoid questions. She stood in my living room, scanning everything with open analysis. "You reside alone," she observed. "Yeah." "No mate, no offspring." "No." She nodded once, filing the data away. "You will assist me in repairing my communicator," she said. "I don't even know what it looks like." She extended her hand, and a section of her armor parted, revealing a small crystalline device embedded near her wrist. "It requires conductive metals and power source." "I can try." She moved toward the window, gaze scanning the sky. "You are not attempting to flee." "Where would I go?" "You could alert authorities." "And tell them what?" "That a space warrior crashed in my backyard." She considered that. "Your reasoning is acceptable." We worked in silence for a while. I scavenged wires, tools, an old battery pack. She watched every movement carefully, occasionally correcting me with unsettling precision. "You process problems verbally," she noted. "Yeah, helps me think." "It is inefficient." "Maybe, but it's human." She glanced at me again. "You are not panicking." "I'm internally screaming," I said. She almost smiled. "Almost." After an hour, the communicator emitted a faint pulse. "Signal partial," she murmured. "Interference heavy." "From the people who ambushed you." "Yes." "And if they find you?" "They will terminate all witnesses." My stomach dropped. "That includes me." "Yes." I stared at her. "And you're just telling me that?" "You deserve informed awareness." "That's not comforting." She turned fully toward me. "Your assistance increases your survival probability." "By how much?" She paused. "Marginally." "Fantastic." A faint hum vibrated through the house. She stiffened instantly. "They are scanning." "For what?" "For me." The lights flickered. A pressure built in the air, subtle but unmistakable. She stepped closer to me, closer than necessary. "If they breach this structure," she said calmly, "you will remain behind me." I wasn't planning to charge into battle. Her eyes locked onto mine. "You exhibit persistent verbal deflection." "That's called coping." She held my gaze a moment longer than needed. Then she said it. "Speak without fear, human." The words cut through the tension like a blade. "What?" "You are restraining thoughts." "This isn't the time." "It is precisely the time." Outside, something moved in the darkness, shadows bending wrong. "Why do you care what I'm thinking?" I asked. "Because clarity improves alliance strength." "That sounds like strategy, not curiosity." Her jaw tightened slightly. "Perhaps it is both." A heavy thud landed on the roof. My heart nearly stopped. "They are here," she said quietly. The front door splintered inward before I could react. 3 figures entered, taller than her, armored in darker plating, weapons humming with unstable energy. Vylera stepped in front of me instantly, armor reforming over her body in rippling waves of metal. Her plasma blade ignited with a roar. The first attacker lunged. She moved faster than my eyes could track. Steel met energy. Sparks cascaded across the walls. Furniture shattered. The second attacker fired. She deflected the blast, the bolt slicing through my ceiling instead. The third aimed at me. Time slowed. Vylera twisted mid-combat and intercepted the shot with her own body. The impact threw her backward into the wall. She dropped to one knee. "Vylera!" I shouted. She rose immediately, blade flaring brighter. With 3 precise strikes, she disabled all 3 opponents. Not dead, just incapacitated. Silence fell again, broken only by my ragged breathing. She stood motionless for a moment before retracting the blade. "You are unharmed," she said. "You took that hit for me. You are mission critical." "That's not what that looked like." She hesitated. The armor dissolved away from her face again. And for the first time, I saw something other than discipline. I saw vulnerability. "They would have killed you," she said quietly. "Yeah." I could not permit that outcome. The admission lingered between us. Outside, faint distant engines echoed. "More are coming," she said. You can't fight all of them. I do not intend to. Then what? She stepped closer. There is a transport beacon within my chute. It can carry 2. 2? Yes. Where? To my fleet. I stared at her. Your fleet? They are still hidden beyond your moon's orbit. And if we go, you will be classified as ally. And if we stay, she looked at the broken doorway, they will return with greater force. I swallowed hard. Are you asking me to leave Earth? Yes. That's not a small decision. No. Another distant rumble vibrated the ground. They are triangulating, she said. I looked at my house. My ordinary life shattered around us. Then at her. You told me to speak without fear, I said. Yes. Fine. I think you're not just protecting me because I'm useful. I think you care. And I think you're afraid of admitting that. Her breathing shifted slightly. That is inaccurate. It's not. She stepped closer until our foreheads nearly touched. Emotional compromise is dangerous, she whispered. So is pretending you don't feel anything. Another explosion echoed in the distance. Her eyes searched mine. You would leave your planet for me? She asked. I don't know what that means long term, I admitted. But I know I don't want to die hiding behind furniture. A faint, almost imperceptible smile touched her lips. Then decide. I inhaled slowly. Okay. She activated the beacon. Light erupted around us, brilliant and cold. The house dissolved into white. When my vision returned, we stood inside a vast metallic chamber filled with towering consoles and luminous panels. Beings similar to Vylera moved quickly around us. Her armor fully reformed. A tall figure approached, older, scarred, bearing insignia across his chest. Commander, he said, you survived. Yes. His gaze shifted to me. And this? My ally. The word echoed strangely in the chamber. Human, the elder said. You aided our commander. I guess. Vylera stepped slightly closer to me. He is under my protection. The elder studied her carefully. You risked yourself retrieving him. Yes. Silence. Then he nodded slowly. Then we owe him honor. I exhaled shakily. Vylera turned to me once the others dispersed. You have altered my trajectory, she said quietly. You said fear was inefficient. It is. Then what are you feeling? She hesitated. Uncertainty. That's normal. For warriors, it is weakness. For humans, it's honesty. She looked at me for a long moment. Then she removed her helmet again, not because of battle, not because of protocol, because she chose to. I do care, she said softly. The simple admission carried more weight than the entire battle. I know, I replied. You spoke without fear, she continued, and in doing so, you altered the commander's certainty. Is that bad? She stepped closer, silver eyes reflecting distant starlight through the viewport. No. A massive window revealed Earth hanging in the void below us. Small, fragile, beautiful. You may return, she said gently, or remain as diplomatic envoy. Envoy? Yes, between our worlds. I laughed softly. I'm not exactly qualified. You are, she said. You speak without fear. I looked at Earth one last time, then at her. Guess I'm staying. Her bioluminescent markings glowed faintly brighter. Then welcome to the Vanguard, she said. Outside the ship, stars stretched infinitely in every direction. And somewhere in that endless expanse, a warrior who had once believed emotion was weakness had learned something unexpected. Sometimes the bravest act in the universe isn't fighting. It's lowering your armor. And sometimes, all it takes to change the course of galaxies is the courage to speak your mind.